The Caldor Fire is a big one to watch right now. Take a look at your screen. This map shows exactly where it's burning in El Dorado County. And the northeastern portion of the fire is pushing closer and closer to Tahoe, prompting evacuations. Carly Gomez is here, and it's a pivotal weekend for the fire weather watch. Where do you see the fire lines progressing?
Yeah, right now what we're looking at, of course, is the leading edge of the fire and where we expect it to continue growing. Now, some of the biggest concerns over really the last few weeks was that the fire was spreading in all different directions. Now, we do see some of those spot fires continuing on some of those leading edges there. You can see toward the back side, not good. That's near the Sly Park area. And then the leading edges over 50 getting closer to Strawberry. That is not a good sign as it continues to lead its way toward the northeast. Now, what we've been seeing over last night and yesterday was that the winds were coming in from the north. That's been pushing a lot of the smoke into the valley for us. That red flag warning zone also to the north does expire at 11 a.m. And what we can experience today is a little bit more of this slower growth, but still some spot range fires pushing toward the northeast. So let's take a look. The north winds do slow down a bit. We are going to see dry conditions with very poor humidity recovering overnight, basically meaning overnight hours you typically get dew points, right? Where you get dew on the grass, that kind of thing. Just nothing to that extent at all. And through those dry vegetation zones, that's where we continue to see some of that humidity down to even the 20% range. Now, we're going to see up canyon winds, and that's going to create some problems as well as they're going to see some steep terrain for the firefighters, creating big problems. It gets hard to get into that terrain. You can't get bulldozers in. You need hand crews to really contain and create fire containment lines. And then, of course, that's short range spotting is going to progress slowly to the northeast. So that's the big zone we're looking is to the northeast in the coming days. Today, we're hoping to get better containment at least as winds start to slow down. But take a look at the air quality. Very unhealthy for most of us in the valley. El Dorado, Placer counties. For everyone else, still unhealthy to unhealthy for sensitive group air. The winds are calm this morning to very light. We're still looking at winds coming in from the east through the overnight hours, 7 miles per hour. So not too bad yet. We will get onshore flows in the next coming days. That is going to lead the fire to the northeast. But today we hope to get better containment. The problem is the heat is going to be a huge issue today as we look at the Gilmore backyard. Temperatures sitting in the low 60s. We'll see temperatures rising into the mid to upper 90s by the afternoon. Of course, we'll talk more about this heat coming up. Monica.
Thanks, Carla. I'm sure fire crews will be keeping their eye on the forecast as well. But we want to show you just how close that fire is to the basin. The area in red on your screen are under mandatory evacuations, and the areas in yellow are under evacuation warnings. However, fire officials are urging people in the area not to wait and to stay away and aware of smoky conditions.
I didn't want to deal with that at all. It sounded awful and stressful, and so I decided to skip town early.
El Dorado County deputies have issued new evacuation orders for Pleasant Valley Road and all intersecting roads going south from Newtown Road to the intersection of Mountacum Road. It also includes all roads from E16 between Pleasant Valley Road and Bucks Bar Road and from Moonshadow off Bucks Bar Road. So far, the Caldor Fire has burned more than 143,000 acres. It's also forced the closure of Highway 50 between Sly Park and Myers. This morning, ABC 10's Luke Cleary has the very latest.
El Dorado Beach would normally be teeming with tourists this time of year. Right now, it's desolate. And for the people who live here year-round, the question of whether or not to leave right now is something that's hanging heavy in the air.
It is the cornerstone of South Lake Tahoe.
Bert's Cafe has served a hearty breakfast to the year-rounders for 20 years.
Well, we serve fabulous pancakes.
Bueno Kettleson says he's packed up and ready to depart if he has to. There's no evacuation warning for South Lake Tahoe, but it's something to talk about.
As long as I have my dogs in the car, I'm good to go, you know.
Connie and Cheryl.
I'm okay. I'm pretty comfortable with what they're doing.
They talk with firefighters in town they know.
They're like, if at all you feel scared and to the point, just get your stuff packed up and go. We'll save everything else.
The Caldor Fire burning near 39 Milestone on Highway 50. That's just 20 miles from South Lake Tahoe.
Less wind today, which is beneficial for us, and this inversion layer holding some of the heat down.
CAL FIRE says it's focused on structure protection and has containment lines and contingency plans in place to protect the Tahoe Basin.
This is what we're seeing all along Highway 50. It's burning low and slow, but sending that constant, steady stream of smoke into the air.
Terrible, terrible.
It's awful. It's awful.
South Lake Tahoe Mayor Tamara Wallace urging calm, but with air quality like this,
Be prepared to leave if we need to. If you have any health issues, leave now if you can.
Enjoy.
as for Kettleson, some of his employees sensitive to the smoke have already packed up and left. If it comes time to leave Bert's Cafe behind,
there's a few things that are irreplaceable. I have an old baseball mitt that's got to go with me. You know, you can't get those 1940 mitts anymore.
Thank you, Luke, for that report. If you're in the Tahoe area, keep in mind that majority of residents and tourists only have one way out if the fire gets to town. That's Highway 50 east towards Nevada. So maybe you're strongly considering leaving or you're not sure what to do. Here, ABC 10's Brandon Ritterman to explain evacuation routes and safety zones.
A lot of people imagine that surviving a wildfire means running far, far away. Not always. Every wildland firefighter constantly looks for two things, and so can you. One is the escape route, usually a road out, but roads can and do get blocked. So firefighters also always look for their nearest safety zone, a big clearing with good distance from anything that'll burn. People have survived some of the deadliest megafires by riding them out in big parking lots. A green sports field or golf course can work too. Fires can be life and death. Escape is a good plan A. Learn to look for safety zones and you'll also have a good plan B.